Now let's look at another interesting love story titled Shards of Yesterday. They say time heals all wounds. Whoever said that never saw their past walk through a door wearing red lipstick and a smile that once made the world feel new. It was a gallery opening downtown. Jonas dragged me there, promising it would unfreeze my damn soul. I wasn't in the mood to be moved by oil and canvas, but I went. That's when I saw her. Elena Marsh. My Elena. Well, the girl who used to be. She stood under a spotlight, laughing lightly, talking to someone who wasn't me. 10 years hadn't aged her, only refined her. But something in her eyes had changed. They were darker, like the sea before a storm. She didn't see me, or maybe she did and chose not to. I turned and walked out before my lungs gave up on pretending they could still breathe. We met in the fall. Of course we did. Elena was all fire and wind, wild hair and unspoken metaphors. She painted murals across train stations and recited Neruda in diners at midnight. Back then, I was a dreamer with empty pockets and a heart too full. She loved that about me. "You make me feel like I'm not too much," she'd said once, head in my lap under a maple tree. But then winter came, and she left. No note, no warning, just silence where poetry used to be. It crushed me. In a box under my bed, there are 34 letters addressed to Elena, some angry, some desperate, most unfinished. I wrote them all in the first year after she left. I never sent them. What was the point? Jonas found me rereading one. "You're still doing this?" he asked, voice softer than usual. "Nate, man, you've got to live." "Define live." He rolled his eyes. "I don't know. Go to that bookstore down on Belmont. Read something that wasn't written by your sadness." I went, just to prove him wrong. It smelled like rain and pages. The bookstore. She was there, Maya Rowe, sitting cross-legged in the reading nook, tucked behind a mountain of books. She looked up and smiled, not the Elena kind that dazzled, but one that felt like warm tea and safety. "You look lost," she said. "Maybe I'm hiding." "Good. That means you're human." We ended up talking about Whitman and broken clocks. I didn't even notice the time passing. It was the first hour in years that didn't hurt. Maya didn't pry. She let me unravel myself one thread at a time. We spent our evenings among books, sometimes saying nothing at all. And somehow, that was enough. One night I told her about Elena, about the way she left, and how I'd never stopped asking why. Maya listened, then said, "Some people leave because they're broken, others because they break us." That night I dreamed of Elena, but this time I wasn't chasing her. She reached out. A message. Simple. "Can we talk?" I met her in a cafe I used to avoid. Her face was both familiar and foreign. "I was scared," she said. "Victor made me believe I'd ruin your life. He wanted someone else, someone more ambitious. And I listened. I was weak." She cried. I didn't. "I never stopped loving you," she said. "But I had. Slowly. Quietly." Mrs. Lorna Quinn was 84, wore wide hats, and came into the bookstore every Thursday. She told me about the man she loved during the war. They were engaged. He never returned. "But I lived," she said. "Loved again, even, and that doesn't make his memory any less sacred." Something in me shifted. Maybe it was the way she said it, or maybe it was just time. I wrote Elena a final letter. "Thank you for loving me then. Thank you for leaving. You broke me open, and I learned how to grow." I sent it. Maya read it, tears in her eyes. "You're free now," she whispered. It rained that night. Maya and I watched it pour from her window. "Do you ever wonder what would have happened if we met earlier?" I asked. She smiled. "We weren't ready." She took my hand, and just like that, my heart wasn't afraid anymore. We hosted a poetry reading in her shop. Dozens came. I read aloud for the first time. Maya introduced me as the man who made silence into stories. When the applause faded and the lights dimmed, she kissed me like a question had finally been answered. Love didn't arrive with fireworks or heartache this time. It came with pages turning. and peace.